point. I don't know if I know a single player at this tournament who isn't master tier on Ember. Like, what mid laners at this point are not like master tier on this hero? It's been so, like, Ember's been in the meta for like 3 years at least straight, maybe more. And there's also been like really nasty ones like the last patch where it's just insane, where you just get free MMR by last picking this hero because nobody picks stuns. Just a mid laner's go-to, really. And it's fun to play, I mean, like add on top of it.
And you make flashy plays, and we spoke about mid laners kind of having a bit of an ego. They want to make all these flashy plays, and the Ember is definitely a hero that's able to do that. But so far he's been picked in 6 games. At the moment in DreamLeague, he has only 1 win out of those 6 games. So it does look like so far he is struggling. Yeah, that is a yikes indeed.
I really do think the Mage Slayer nerf really hurt him. I don't know if did he get a direct nerf in the patch? I didn't recall seeing anything.
I don't believe so, but I can check now. Yeah. Look, if he's going to win a game though, like this definitely could be one of them. Like you said, with the sleight of fist mana went up a little bit, which honestly 60 to 65 is that adds up over time with how much you spam the sleight. But yeah, like if Emma's gonna have success in a game, it's gonna be this one. Like it's a good matchup versus the Void Spirit, like you said with the Mirana, some value versus the Terrorblade.
Okay.
Maybe even a Stolen Bounty, not to be. It's a nice Flame Break from Tofu, and well, okay, look, you're maybe giving up first blood on the Ember Spirit might make this matchup a little bit more difficult. Shockwave off the mark is not going to matter. Unfortunately, Quinn doesn't snipe, but he would have loved that extra first blood bounty up against the Ember. Nonetheless, though, they will find first blood here for Gaimin Gladiators in game 1.
Yeah, you won't lose too much here. Oh, really good by Quinn there. He decided to hit that creep so it would die before the TP came in. So he's going to be a little bit of EXP and +1 creep of experience up in the lane. And that's just how these matchups kind of go sometimes. At this level, 1 creep, or that's basically about 2 creeps worth of experience, they could change the matchup entirely.
We've seen Centaur have a lot of success so far in DreamLeague, but are we expecting this to be a pretty difficult time for Divine Llama? I mean, against an Undying who's been a really well-known hero to deal with strength offlaners.
So Centaur is actually one of the better heroes, strength heroes, I should say, against Undying, because if you think about how Decay works, essentially what it does is it lowers your maximum HP pool. So therefore, things such as regen are actually more effective on you. So heroes like Centaur who have like an absurdly high base HP regen, they stay high HP for longer than they would otherwise. Still, it's not like great because strength heroes against Undying are not a good thing. But before you get decayed a few times, you wouldn't regen because most heroes don't have high regen, but they're going to go on to Defy Llama here.
Nice stun.
But Reflection wasn't up either, so a little bit of a miscommunication, I want to say.
Get it onto Schofield now afterwards. Yeah. And this is going to be the nice thing about the line in this lane as well, where as soon as you see that...
Eevee's going to die here, I think. Eevee's going to die.
And they're going to go for it. I mean, nice read.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I mean, you saw it. Heroic saw it. TB stepped way too far forward.
Wow. Bot lane. He got skewered back on K1.
Looks like that's going to be a death as well. Also have another kill top lane. Celery goes down nonetheless. All the carries having a little bit of a difficult time to be able to start this game. What's going on?
A bit of a freebie there.
I didn't see what happened. I don't know if that's one of those like tactical deaths. You know, you got no regen, just want to come back to the lane like full health, but I mean, I guess Sentinel's
no, not really.
Yeah. You had 1 Tango. Schofield had 1 as well. So I was trying to give the benefit of the doubt.
He tried stomping him, right? But there's an animation, and Dyrachyo got his reflection off in 1 right click, and that just Divine Llama just died within that animation. Maybe he thought he could get the stick off and kind of like outplay him there, but it was a bit of a whoopsies, as we'll call it. But it's
all right. Yeah. But it happens. It happens. You know, GG made their own whoopsies with Dyrachyo getting caught out a little bit, and then Heroic want to make their own back. So how's the lane set up at the moment? It looks like it is going to be in front of Dai's tower. And of course, really the big thing for them, again, is they're very committal in this lane with Tombstone and Meta. So when you have this up in 70 seconds, they might look for their next play. Lane equilibrium down bottom is going to be very important as well. The flame break potential into the skewer was a big reason why we saw K1 just go down prior. So we're going to have to keep tabs on the current pulls and where the creeps are positioned.
And this mid lane, I'm afraid what is happening is what I thought would happen. Where you're not really shutting Quinn down with this last pick Ember. And a lot of it might have to do with the first blood, not getting to the lane right away. I think another big part of it is, you talked about Analog and how he is so good on this Ember Spirit, but Quinn, when he came up, like even before he got onto the team he's on now, one of his best heroes has always been Void Spirit.
And with the lane being as difficult as it currently is for Analog, I wonder how many points he's going to be able to put into Flame Guard and Chains. Because I know sometimes with the Mirana, people feel like it's okay for only level 1 Chains. Sometimes you want to put a little bit more in it. So we'll see what the decision is going to be if he needs more in Flame Guard to actually be able to contest Quinn in this lane, though.
And it's more than that. All the little things are adding up. If you probably didn't see it on camera though, but Tofu just came and stole a water rune away from Analog, and Quinn got a water rune in return. So the region battle is also going to the way of Quinn. And I think that's a big thing a lot of mid laners will destroy their items over, right? Is if support takes one of their water runes and they have to walk back to base. Because it kind of like, it hurts your ego in a lot of ways where like you just lost your lane, right? Because for sure what's going to happen now, Quinn is going to be level 6 before Analog. There is no doubt about that. And if you just rotate one support over and you have the double Astral and you don't have the fire remnants available, you're going to die. So we're going to have to watch out for that within the next like minute or even less. We'll have to see.
He's really starting to put the pressure on, and meanwhile bottom lane as well, making it go on to K1. Ace is free farming his lane, 32 and 8 compared to the 20 on K1. Were you expecting him to not have as many last hits as the Magnus? Maybe it's just that death fate they got into him that really resulted in this being such a favored lane for Ace at the moment. Mid lane actually, hold that thought, Quinn. It looks like Analog's getting a little bit of assistance out of Schofield. Quinn got his own rotation before, now he'll get it back with Celery. Should be able to secure the kill, maybe not actually. Nice body blocks from Schofield, Analog just able to slip out.
What a rotation. Like if Quinn was like 2 creeps or 1 creep away from level 6. 1 creep away from level 6. And they managed to get the kill on him there, so that's pretty big there. However, neither mid laner will get the 6-minute power rune. So not sure who that favors. I think that's just a... Okay, never mind. They are going to secure the bottom one. Unluckily for Schofield, he didn't get the top one there. And I'm a little surprised they did not bring Mirana for that. I feel like denying that rune would have been a very high priority. Instead, now Quinn is going to be level 6. And he's already got a haste rune with him. And they're going to dive mid, but Analog, he just got level 6.
Well, starting to move over to his remnant. It's going to get a little bit messy now for Analog. He's taken way too much damage, so the supports might have enough after. Quinn's still going to hunt. Ultimate on cooldown for another 5 seconds. Has used all his charges. Now, what are they getting the side lanes, though? I mean, you see Gaimin Gladiators put a lot of emphasis with these supports to rotate, but it looks like both Duracho and Ace, they're more than okay playing solo at the moment, and we're actually going to see GG continue to move as this duo to contest the Wisdom rune.
That'd be big if they can get it. Oh, no.
Yeah. He's used to running into one support, maybe sniping his Wisdom rune, but he runs into both of GG's supports, and now they're even going to kill him as well. So they're level 5, and these are some heroes that can actually do a lot with the early levels. Now, top lane, we do see a rotation out of KJ trying to put the pressure onto Duracho. Looks like that's a big kill for them to find. So, that's going to help out a lot with some of the experience that they'll be lacking from the Wisdom Room getting stolen.
That's actually really good because if you notice the rotation on Schofield mid, right? He ended up killing Quinn, so that was a big chunky XP. KJ has been pretty inactive, I want to say, in this game, and he's just been sitting and laning with the Sven. So his experience isn't really bad either. And he's Mirana, of course, and he's getting pinged. I don't know where KJ is going right now, but he's going to be on a behind enemy lines mission here.
The courier.
Might as well go for the courier with your final breath.
Okay, got it. What?
Wait, his items died on the courier. He didn't pick them up. Alright, so no boots for Batrider. Kind of a big deal for him, like a minute and a half.
And especially now with him having level 6, he's going to circle with that range creep. 8 minutes in, man. This could be really huge for this next fight. Power room's already been taken though, so no little skirmish.
I mean, he had a clarity, boots, and like a wand recipe, I think, on the courier. Oh, mid lane. Okay, no mana.
No mana, but he's got a wand and stick. Not gonna get it off. Schofield holding the hex at the last second, so another death onto Quinn's Void Spirit, and they're gonna try and chain that as well. Heroic attempting the quick play just with these two heroes. A double damage rune ready to go for Analog.
Reminds me of the good old days when Quinn used to play on NA and Schofield would hunt him every game. It's really like making his life hard right now.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
See them, Duracho and Celery. Thinking they can put the pressure onto Divine Llama, but all of a second they're gonna have two heroes pop out behind them. DD has a spy. Can he get the thunder off on Duracho once again? Schofield with the last second hex. Now what's the call for Heroic? Llama wants to deal with the Tombstone. Analog wants to kill the heroes instead. Looks like Tombstone will be addressed. The heroes will be able to slip on by.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
So yeah, and we're starting to see the ease of execution, right, of their lineup. You know, just chain, stun, and stun again, and then he'll just die. No points on Soul Rip for Celery just quite yet, so not able to keep that Terrible Blade alive to get the Thunder, but even if he only had 1 point in it, don't know if it would have been enough. As they're going to go for the 10-minute rune here. And Schofield, okay. Just going to be a nuisance and just drain the mana of Quinn here.
So with all the action we've seen now from, you know, in the mid lane and for the rune fights and then the top control and Duracho, Ed has left K1 alone, and importantly, Ed's left Ace alone, who is skyrocketing up in net worth. And I'm really, we're going to have to see what he's able to do with this goal, because he's got a blink actually queued up, so going for a little bit more of an active Magnus build, but he needs to be pivotal with this early blink dagger to try and help offset Gaimin Gladiators and some of the rotations we're starting to see out of the heroic supports.
Yeah, if he does choose to go for it, I agree. I wonder if it is going to be the correct choice though, because it definitely feels like he is going to make this item, and if it results in him dying, it's very bad, right? And that's kind of been the risk of going blink on pretty much any hero from the offlane first item, is, and we don't see it very often anymore, where you just see these blink first Centaurs or Marses. They normally go some one item that helps them farm and scale. And maybe he just uses blink to farm. Maybe he feels like he doesn't need an echo save or anything. We'll have to see, but the blink is ready if they decide to do something. We'll see if that will be the case.
Perfect. He's going to be able to rotate for this power room we have coming up shortly. But even K1's here as well, just poking his head out for the flag bearer creep. They're actually going to smoke on GG, so where are they going to look for this? I think it was underneath that Radiant Observer ward, so Heroic going to position themselves on the high ground. KG will act as the smoke block, being able to pop this. Now they have full recognition of at least where one hero is on Gaimin Gladiators.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
All right. They have no Moonlight either. It looks like KJ is prioritizing getting the damage from the nukes. Tofu? Okay. They're not going to go. They're going to respect it. I think they're just respecting the fact that Ace does have a blink dagger. Pretty sure he showed it, so they're not going to make any big moves here. Just farm it up, play a bit more passive. Of course, let K1 get his farm. But if you look at the map positioning right now, it's not really good. They haven't broken the top lane of Duracho. Ace is just sitting in their jungle, farming absolute everything. So it's starting to get choked out of the map a little bit here. And when you're playing versus a team like Gaimin Gladiators, the map state right now is absolutely what they want. And if you don't make a move, you're winning pretty much in Gaimin. So Heroic, they're gonna have to make some type of move. Centaur's Blink Dagger is ready. They're gonna go in for Quinn.
Okay,
they will get him.
Done, and they should be able to have the follow-up. That is one thing they have in abundance. Stuns for the boys on Heroic. Probably gonna reveal the Observer Ward up on that high ground. But it's a kill on the Void Spirit. Can they convert into an objective? Because like you're saying, this map control is really the big issue at the moment. For Heroic, they haven't been able to get any objectives, and they might not be able to do so anymore. Ace, RP onto 2 with a drag back. They're going to have the lasso out on Tufo, but the damage is really going to the big thing in question. Analog will deal with the Tombstone. And, I mean, you will still get the kill onto Divine Llama. Quinn is respawning as well, so he should be able to assist with the kill onto KJ if he wants it. Instead, tries to turn to Analog back inside the middle lane. Analog's in a lot of danger. No more remnants to work with. It's a triple kill for Salary on the opposite side, and in the end, I mean, you've lost Quinn off the smoke from Heroic, but it's not going to matter. Gaimin Gladiators find 4.
That's gotta hurt. You have to feel pretty good about how the game is going. You're killing Quinn a few times. He's 0-3-1, right? But you forget about Ace. You group up. You try to go for that tower. You get 2 cores RP'd back into a Tombstone, into a lasso. The supports try to help them out, but in the end, they die as well. An absolute disaster here for Heroic. And it's kind of devastating to see. You're going to see, watch the Ace. He TP's in a perfect spot, gets 2 cores all the way back there. The lasso's going to come out, connect onto Divine Llama. And the supports, they just try to help at the end of the day. You know, try to help their cores, but maybe in hindsight, you're like, maybe we should just let that Centaur die, right? Obviously, Ember can get out of there, no problem. But they try to take a fight, and starting to regret that decision, I think.
Yeah, maybe they're feeling a little bit forced to get these objectives, because, I mean, this is something you brought up before, is like the map control at the moment. It's really scary. Mid lane, they might look for Quinn. Finger of Death, they're gonna... Oh, whoa, okay. Look messy. Is it gonna matter in the end, though? They should have the damage. No, they don't. Quinn actually gets away. And now they're going to be able to get Divine Llama as well. Even Deratio TP's in. Tofu's got the lasso, just connects on the line on the outskirts of the perimeter of this tier 2 tower. And Schofield should go down as a result of it. There will be no escaping. So 5,000 net worth lead all of a sudden.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Yeah, these kills are starting to hurt, and it wasn't really messy. I think Divine Llama did that purposely because he knew Quinn would use the illusion rune to dodge the first one, so he pump faked it, which was honestly a really good play. But unfortunately, they just didn't have the damage, right? And I think the illusion just blocked the trajectory of the arrow, and he will get out. He'll eat that sweet royal jelly as well in the base.
Divine Llama though? Man,
that again. Yeah.
Centaur, I guess you got a little bit of armor from the Veil and the double ring of protection, but it's not enough. First Deratio already at this stage.
So them dying is definitely part to do with these team fights going poorly, but you can see Heroic has been... Alright, chain here, essentially. Arrow not even attempted, so they're just gonna back out. And speaking about Mage Slayer being nerfed on Ember, Ember's going for the OG build, just straight into the Maelstrom. Not even gonna bother with the Mage Slayer in this one. And Quinn actually went for the Mage Slayer, so kind of a different approaches here. And the train doesn't stop for Heroic, I guess. They... Oh, RP. Okay, that's some hate.
Yeah, I think he thought KJ was almost going to be in range. Unfortunately, doesn't get the 2-man RP. The rest of GG was starting to swing on over as well. Dude, this map is just... Like, it's gone from okay to incredibly bad off the back of 2 fights. All the tier 1s are gone. Deratio is now getting to a stage where the illusions can even cut further out on the map, and it seems like you've got incredible wards to play with now from Gaimin Gladiators, and they just cannot have this like roaming trio on Heroic, which we potentially were expecting with their supports and their cores to work together.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty hard now, but they have no choice. They gotta keep going. Gotta keep fighting here and hope one of them connects. Maybe bring K1 to this fight.
Oh, this could be decent. Tombstone's already gonna get laid down, so Salary's done his job. Once again, they're going to try and deal with the Tombstone early on, then go for the heroes afterwards, and Gaimin Gladiators a little bit hesitant to try and take the team fight. It's taking a while to deal with the Tombstone, though. It's really just KJ. Finally, they'll get rid of it. And can he catch anyone with the chainsaw? Still on cooldown. And the result only being level 1. A little bit of difficulty with getting that first stun sometimes, and it's just the Undying that goes down, so really not the worst for Dire.
Yeah, I mean, it was fine for them. And essentially all that's happening right now is that Heroic is just getting outplayed super hard just by map stunts. Because, like, they keep running at Quinn, right? And trying to kill him. But meanwhile, while they were killing Quinn in the mid lane, Ace was farming everything on the bottom side of the map. Dota2 was farming everything on the top side of the map. And their map just kind of fell apart. And now it's at a point where, yeah, you got an Aghanims. You have an Aghanims on Ace right now.
They're going to try and TP in, but they might be a little bit too late. Is it enough? Never mind Divide Llama. It's a nice stun on 3. K1 gets back to the safety of his tower. So, all right, Divide Llama. Just in time.
It definitely did save the day there, for sure. But now you do have that threat of the Aghanims on Ace here, which is a little bit of a different build. It's not going for the Harpoon that we normally see him do. Maybe just realizing that Sven will have a BKB soon, so this is the one way to kind of deal with heroes that do have that BKB. Stun them up, bring them back, and then when he pops his BKB, you can just RP him, right? And then all of a sudden, Terrorblade's going to be there, laying in the damage into you. So that's going to be a very scary part of this game. I feel like a lot of items that are going to come on Gaimin Gladiators are going to be revolving around just heroes getting skewered backward by Ace.
Log.
There it is.
Oh, into the Remnant. That's perfect. Very nice.
And I think this might be the item that catches Ember as well, right? Because normally you can always Remnant out of a Harpoon every single time.
It's a bit of an interesting read with the Scepter. The only person I've seen go for this build as well so far, I mean, maybe there's been a game that I've missed, but I know Collapse has done it once, so still some people are having some different reads. Some people still like that Harpoon. Some people do not. There we go. Once again, Deep Observer behind the T2 tower.
I feel like I've seen this movie before, you know, where Magnus just runs around and just kills everyone with Skewer. It's so frustrating because there's like not a lot you can do against it. You're just getting, it's like almost just a reliable Pudge Hook. Probably even has more range than Hook actually, especially once you start getting the level 20 talent online.
Yeah, we even seen some Aetherlands be built up as well. I think that was maybe a little bit different with that TI meta where Octarine, of course, Aether built into it, so maybe some more value. But yeah, we've seen in the past, like, you have just so much range with this. So I don't know. What do you do for Heroic? Like, we were expecting their lineup just to be a little bit easier to execute. They make a couple of mistakes in the early game, then we just haven't really seen them make any plays since. And they might lose K1 here. He's walking past his Deserter, and Gaimin Gladiators, they already smoked his fall. Radiant are kind of close. When Ace with the RP once again gonna look to try and start, and Heroic, they're just gonna have to watch their Sven go down. K1 pops the BKB, and it was a decent chunk of damage, but the mechanism instantly repairs it. They're gonna get Schofield as well. And we've just seen no fight back at all from Heroic in the last 10 minutes.
The deficit's too big, unfortunately. And like the counter to this Magnus play is a Yules, right? When he goes in, you're supposed to just Yules him so he gets stuck, and then you like stop the initiation. It's usually Aetherland's Yules on the support, but Ace is just way too farmed. He's #1 net worth in this game. Goes back to the laning stage where, of course, yeah, he had a good laning stage, but also the decision Heroic made to not pressure Dyrachio's lane or not pressure Ace's lane and mainly just put all their efforts on the Quinn. It felt like a debate. It kind of feels good to kill Quinn, right? Oh yeah, we're getting the mid lane or we're owning him. You're getting a few kills on him, but like you're dedicating like 4 heroes to these plays. Well, meanwhile, Ace and Dyrachio, they're doing what's truly important in Dota. And that's just keeping your net worth up, right? And having more gold than the enemy, hitting creeps. And that is just kind of like come back to bit them, because now all of a sudden, Divide Llama has completely fell off. Ember, he's been caught a couple of times now. He doesn't have a great game. Sven, yeah, he's been the one farming, I suppose, but we all know from the start that the Sven is not going to outcarry a TB and a Magnus.
Thinking maybe he went fishing there on Ace. See if anyone was hiding into the tree line, but It's not going to go for the call, and maybe Gladiators is going to start to move over towards the pit. Does look like Heroic, at least well aware of the current position and maybe the thought process of Gaimin Gladiators to go for this bottom objective. So first real 5-man smoke we've seen out of them. Let's see if it's going to be enough to drag them back into this game one.
They're sitting on vision here. Quinn is hasted. You don't want to fight under this vision. If the tombstone goes down, it might be rough. K1's just going to break the smoke. I don't know if he wants to show himself one more time like that, because that could result in a skewer play.
Smoke themselves, Gaimin Gladiators. It's Centaur and Sven are not in the smoke.
Horacio just ran.
But he's got no hesitation, just moving up to the high ground. Eats the arrow. No one is really there to follow up and try and blow up the Terrorblade from 4 to 0. And it's a super messy fight, and this really is never gonna favor Heroic when you have this net worth deficit. As K1's gonna try and do what he can, pops the God's Strength, but the 8th, the Remnant clips him at the last second. They won't even get the kill on Tofu. It's a great stun from Divine Llama, but the follow-up, it's just not there. The counter initiation with the RP stops them short, and all you got was the kill on the Undying. Maybe you get Duracho as well, but he steps over to the left side. It's a 5-man wipe right in front of the Roche Pit. Now Gaimin Gladiators can reap the rewards and look for the ages.
Yeah, it's pretty tough. I mean, Duracho, I must say, having a player like him must make game very easy to play. He's just like, hey guys, I'm just gonna run up as the hard carry onto this high ground. We'll see what happens. He has Sage and Yasha available. Probably felt just safe enough that Undying would be able to save him, but they kind of hesitated to go on Duracho. I wonder if they could have burst him if they put all their efforts into it. But at the end of the day, they took the long fight, and I don't know. I feel bad for K1, but at the same time, I don't. I feel bad in the sense this game is really hard to play, but I don't feel bad because he chose to pick this hero like really early on without... All he saw was Batrider, right? And like, he's getting RP'd, he's getting lassoed. He can't move in these fights, even under the protection of the BKB.
Of course, he's one of the major carries I really rely on. Not getting guided through BKB. You got multiple of them on Gaimin Gladiators, the potential for a Skadi, which in fact Duracho has, and a lot of gold in the bank as well towards the butterfly. So K1's game is abysmal, and they might jump him if he shows another for this wave, because I was going to say bottom lane, they had the observable that saw at least 3 heroic cures, but K1 will leave the area regardless. So that means Gaimin Gladiators, they can go for this tier 2, and they might force them back as well if they want to maybe poke the high ground.
Yeah, we'll have to see here. I think they're for sure just going to take this tier 2 top, maybe the tier 2 mid, and you're basically taking 2 lanes, right, and giving Heroic 1 lane. They're pretty okay with that trade. Going high ground, I mean, that's going to be a team decision whether they feel confident enough to do it. And it looks like the answer to that will be yes, because you do have a Magnus and a Bat, so you can actually just skewer and lasso people into this Terrorblade. That has some power on him. This guy is hitting like a truck right now. Almost 400 damage per hit here, not including illusion.
Wait, well, what? Oh, where'd the Veronica go? I don't know. Quinn's not going to be in trouble as well. Kyra and Sunj is fine with
Terracio's going in.
Resistance. Meanwhile, Schofield is not the one that's fine. K1 pop God Strength as well for the tier 2 tower down bottom, I believe. So there is no hope of them defending, and I mean, full set of barracks has already been claimed as well.
K1's just hoping his team does a little bit of magic here. But in the meanwhile, he can't really help, but there's no meta as well. But I don't think you really care about meta right now because Ace is waiting. He's looking to get some more kills. You still have Lasso available. You have Aegis online too. And obviously Quinn with Aghanim Scepter and Kaya Sanj incredibly tanky right now.
And he also hits pretty hard, so even without meta, he can also siege. We've seen they're lacking some of the damage potential to kill him. Mage Slayer again, Kaya and Sanj, he's fine. They're gonna try. What? Ace with a tongue out of the horn toss. Lion goes down to start. K1's gonna show up, but no God Strength means no damage. It's back off cooldown. He's gonna attempt the turn to deal with Ace, who lands the RP before he's forced to disengage. Ace has done his job. and is going to be able to live to tell the tale as Gaimin Gladiators will strike first in our third series of the night. That is what we are used to seeing out of this roster.
Yeah, for sure. But I feel like